What up? It's your boy T-Bird here on the reaction. Time for the meat and potatoes of Films Friday. And it is the kill counts from Dead Meat. And I know I should supposed to be finishing up my Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I'm going to put it on hold. I'm going to come back to it, though. I'm going to treat it like I do the other ones. Like, because one, I'm trying to catch up with these new ones came out. And when I saw this, I wanted it so bad, but I was still in the middle of trying to continue with the Leatherface Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre kill counts, but I want to see this. I've been and they got two on in too. This is Basket Case. This is the first one. This is a classic comedy horror comedy. It's one of the classic horror with I think it was like in the little best of like over the top ridiculous graphic kill graphics and all that. This is in that joint. I think that's the one with the dude when it chokes out the police officer turned to a big ol' eye and all that. I gotta see this. So anyway, here we go. This is Basket Case. First movie came out in 1982. One of the slept on horrors, you know, that was overrun by the Friday the 13th and the Halloweens. So and now Leatherface 2 came out in 86, but yeah, but overrun by the Halloweens and the Friday 13th. So anyway, let's get it.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies.
Lord.
I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Basket Case, released in 1982. Basket Case is a special one, folks. It's the feature film debut of writer-director Frank Henenlotter, a cult favorite exploitation artist from New York. And I mean New York City, baby. Basket Case is, I think, one of the most accurate depictions of early 80s Manhattan, giving us an unvarnished view of how things really looked back then. There's no polish or plastering over here. This is grimy Urbania at its realest. That's probably because this thing was made for peanuts, just $35,000, and shot on 16mm, making it feel cinema verite or like
so maybe the second one that has a little crazy, that little crazy kill in there, I think.
Messed up home movie. That's the other thing about this film. It's messed up. It's got dirty people in a dirty hotel getting harassed by the most colicky lump of flesh that ever rode in a wicker chariot, motherfucking Belial. Let me hear you scream. Yeah, Belial's my goddamn favorite. A horrendous pink storm of emotion who's become my sort of live stream mascot. Nom those bits up, Belial.
Oh, wow.
His overmodulated screams and occasional stop motion may be the best part of Basket Case, but the rest of it is a feast for the eyes and ears too, with so bad they're good performances and some truly inspired line deliveries. No, I meant besides you, Belial.
Oh, girls, look at that! What is that? Oh, no!
There we go. It's also bloody as shit and has some weird sex stuff going on, so this kill count needs to be sponsored as fuck. Unlike the gore in a kill count, you may not want your below-the-waist hair uncut. That's why Manscaped offers you all the tools you need to keep your hedges trimmed. The Lawnmower 3.0 is a waterproof body trimmer.
I let his advertisement go sometime because I respect, and you know he's doing these to keep his gore intact, so we have to make an explicit version, which is a lot less work from us reactors. You know, we gotta do a lot of editing and everything because you know the explicit version are the best to look at though. But yeah,
that's got a light so you can see what you're doing, and a quiet stroke engine to keep things quiet. You can get the Lawnmower 3.0 on its own or as part of the Perfect Package 3.0 kit by going to manscaped.com/deadmeat, where you'll get 20% off and free shipping on your order. That's 20% off and free shipping to the US, the UK, Australia, and Canada by going to manscaped.com/deadmeat. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about counting kills? You do? Well then let's do it! The movie begins with a guy wondering who's there.
Who's that?
Told ya. Creeped out, Dr. Julius Lifflander heads inside and calls the police, only for his call to cut out.
This is Dr. Lifflander. I want someone to...
Oh no, a shadow has cut the line. And I don't think this dude's gonna like it when the shadow turns the power off either.
Oh God, no! No!
Yeah, didn't think so. Lifflander was right to be afraid, since his face is shortly screamed the F off. The attack leaves him completely bloody and gagged or something, and Lifflander dies spraying ketchup all over his desk. In real motherfucking New York City, where real motherfucking New Yorkers don't give a damn that you're trying to shoot a movie, Dwayne Bradley walks down 42nd Street with a basket, fresh to the city from Glens Falls, a town upstate. Obviously, a huge part of why I love this movie is the realness of its setting. Frank Henenlotter ain't trying to sell no bullshit.
The old New York, it's gone now, but it was kind of the bottom of the economic trough for New York City. And it was rough. It was sketchy. It was the old Times Square, which was really sleazy and dangerous.
Dwayne and his basket find themselves at the Hotel Broslin, which is run by a guy who definitely sees himself as a regular Louis De Palma.
Get out of here, you're full of crap.
Dwayne's actually full of moolah, so he pays the unnamed manager from a fat wad that attracts attention and gets the keys to room 7 on the 3rd floor, right down the hall from a sex worker named Casey. Ooh, and she a saucy one too. Dwayne, who's played by a very earnest Kevin Van Hentenryck, brings a bunch of fast food to his poorly lit room and tosses the burgers into the noisy basket on his bed. Wow, little feller must enjoy those clearly empty buns, which I'm sure was all production could afford. Bread. Careful though, too much bread and Belial will be up all night talking.
For Christ's sake, shut up and let me get some sleep!
Talking telepathically, of course. That's a part of this movie too. A new day begins with a helicopter shot that I'm sure was stolen from some other production, and hotel patron O'Donovan is up bright and early to look through Dwayne's keyhole. He's interested in the fat wad he saw Dwayne handling the night before, maybe hoping to steal it so he can afford some better dubbing for his lines.
No, just pizza or burgers.
Yeah, let plenty. There's one right across the street.
Even Frank Reynolds back there is like, what the fuck was that? It took them a year to shoot Basket Case, bit by bit, because they didn't have enough money to shoot it all at once.
Wow.
We do like enough film to do a scene or two, do a rough cut, and then show it to people and get some more money. And then we do another scene.
O'Donovan is scared off by Casey, who then tells the naive Dwayne that he's got to be careful in the city.
Somebody's been snooping around your door, you know, peeking through the keyhole and shit.
God, I love Casey. And Dwayne hits it off with her.
Okay, shoot.
Too. No surprise, since actor Beverly Bonner seems like a blast.
Listen, we have to go for a drink sometime.
Okay, sure.
Catch you later, kid. Bye.
Frank Henenlotter cast Bonner after seeing her in the stage show Women Behind Bars, which starred cult icon and quote drag queen of the century.
Hold up, whoa, never mind. I don't know about this now. She's probably a dude, never mind. That's probably a dude. Well, never mind. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Fine. Though she didn't have much of a film career outside of Henenlotter's work, Bonner loved playing Casey so much, she ended up doing a stage show about the character's life 30 years later.
The fact that we made that movie in '82 and that got fans all over the world is something that an actress lives for.
Dwayne takes his basket to the office of Dr. Needleman, which is a great name for a villainous doctor. He enters and checks in with receptionist Sharon, who mistakenly takes him for a typewriter.
I don't know if she's still, she or still alive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she did pass away. And this was like, recently. Oh, she recently died. Damn, like yesterday. Let me see. Dang, I'm just found out she passed away yesterday. That's crazy. Yeah, she passed away yesterday. That's crazy. I was looking her up and I found out she died. That sucks. But anyway.
Your mechanic.
Yesterday it was squeaking, like if a mouse was caught inside. Real high pitched, like.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was that? Alright, yeah, that's what I thought you said. By the way, if you're wondering why actor Terry Susan Smith is wearing a very obvious wig there, it's because in real life, her head was shaved since she was in a punk band. I fucking love it, man. While waiting for Needleman to see him, Dwayne makes small talk with Sharon about how he hasn't had time yet to see famous monuments like the Statue of Liberty.
Haven't had the time? Well, what about Radio City Music Hall? Or the UN? Had time for them?
No, actually. He's been too busy taking his basket around to doctors like Liflander and Dr. Rodent Steve Buscemi here, who is not a guy I want to hear telling me to take off my shirt.
Why don't you put whatever that is down, take off your shirt, step in there, have a seat.
See, it's weird. Even weirder than the scar that Dwayne shows off, running down his side. Damn, Dwayne, you're proud of that scar, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying. Now I think I remember how it's all about. It's like his fraternal twin or something like that. It's like his twin.
Needleman calls up Dr. Cutter, a woman who is super fucking date raped.
If I have any more, I'm liable.
That's all right. I like you drunk. You're cute when you slobber.
She likes them when they drool? Fucking gross, man. She answers the phone to Needleman, yelling that Dwayne Bradley visited him and said he killed their associate, Dr. Liflander. Cutter just reprimands Needleman for contacting her and hangs up to get back to her predation. Dr. Cutter is played by Diana Brown, who, like nearly every other cast member, doesn't have a single other feature film credit to her name. She was, however, in Frank Henenlotter's 1976 short film Slash of the Night, where she essentially played the same character wearing the same red dress. Kevin Van Hentenryck was also in Slash of the Night, a PSA parody about circumcision, playing various roles, including a pretty lady. Dwayne returns to Needleman's office that night, and after Sharon leaves, empties his basket out on the floor so this heavy-breathing POV shot can go pay Needleman a visit. The doctor finds his office door removed from its hinges and starts freaking out. Quick, dude, pull that door shut. Yeah, now block it with a desk. That'll do a whole lot when that door gets pulled open again. Since this guy doesn't know how barricades work, he ends up with a visitor. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Belial, and he is one loud motherfucker. Holy shit, I love the sound effect. Okay, dude, okay, I got it. Belial murders Dr. Needleman in a super bloody way, leaving lacerations on his face and his body bifurcated at the waist. Damn fine kill, Belial, my man. That's why you the best. The next morning, Dwayne rewards Belial with a bunch of moist, cold hot dogs and a TV to keep him busy while he heads out for the day. Aw, it's your favorite little buddy, Static. Also, in another sign of how low budget this movie was, Belial's hand, in this scene and others, was played by Henenlotter himself, wearing a latex glove and sticking his arm out of a hole in that dresser, which he was cramped inside of.
I was a lot thinner then, and I'm playing Belial. Wow. And there's a mirror set up across the way, and I'm peering through the little crack in the dresser, and I'm going, okay, roll the camera.
What Dwayne didn't tell Belial is that he was going on a date with Sharon. Check it out, the Statue of Liberty. He finally found time for it. He also found time for smooching. Haha, get it, Dwayne. Oh, maybe with your mouth a little less open though? Jeez, come on, you two. Injecting each other for cavities with your tongues? I'm not the only one who's not a fan of their kissing either. Yep, baby's up again, and he is one big poopy pants right now. Belial's stop-motion temper tantrum is quite the thing to see and hear, and his yelling attracts the attention of a whole host of people in the hotel. AD Scott Adsit is Mayan. He in his pink robe complain to the manager, who heads upstairs as Belial bangs the bed up and down. But the little guy retreats into his basket before the manager can get inside, so nothing but a mess is found. Oh, and money. O'Donovan liked that money. After the others leave, O'Donovan sneaks back into Dwayne's apartment, but after grabbing all the bills, he gets greedy and peeks inside the basket too. The attack causes O'Donovan to stumble back into his own room and causes Dwayne to suffer from some kind of psychic pain. Belial kills O'Donovan by rubbing his hands all over his face and smearing fake blood everywhere. The body is found by the hotel manager with the usual face lacerations and dripping blood. Dwayne gets back to the hotel lobby, and when he finds out O'Donovan is dead, he tells Sharon she needs to leave for her own safety.
I don't want him killing you!
He gets back to his room, where a cop asks him some questions, including the most important question of all.
What's in the basket?
Uh-oh, what's in that basket, Dwayne?
Nothing?
That is the best line delivery. The cops leave, and Dwayne finds Belial hiding in the crapper, telepathically pissed about Dwayne's absence all day. Dwayne admits that he was out with a girl, but says that he deserves to have a normal afternoon for once.
I'm not deserting you. I just
just wanted some time for myself.
Aw, poor Dwayne. Poor Belial, too, sitting there looking like poo. Belial was designed and sculpted by special effects artist Kevin Haney, who made a life cast of Kevin Van Hentenrich's face to use for Belial's face, so they would look like brothers. It kind of comes through sometimes, I guess. That night, Dwayne and his basket wind up at a bar where he gets freshman drunk and runs into Casey. The two of them laugh their tits off at a table until she asks the perennial question.
What's in the basket?
My brother.
Though Casey laughs at first, Dwayne tells her it's true. His mother died giving birth to him and his deformed conjoined twin, Belial.
We were the big family secret. Everybody hated us except our aunt.
He says Belial can speak to him telepathically, and that he used to be able to speak back before they were separated. Then he collapses on the table into an extended flashback. Dwayne's dad was real upset about the childbirth that killed his wife, so it was left to their aunt to raise Dwayne and Belial, and raise them both she did, despite how irregular they appeared. Oh, look at these little babies, so cute. One time though, when their aunt was out of town, their dad tracked down some familiar doctors and demanded they perform a separation surgery, even though it would probably kill Belial.
All I want is Dwayne to be normal. It's too late to change the other one. Just cut Dwayne from it.
Dr. Lifflander and their dad dragged the boys into a makeshift operating room where Doctors Cutter and Needleman were waiting to cut and needle them. The drugs caused the screaming Belial to pass out, silencing him and allowing some very repetitive music to take over on the soundtrack. They then performed a messy surgery full of splurty blood, gore made of raw hamburger, and a whole bunch of squishy sound effects. And that's how you perform a Belialectomy. Don't forget the plop! While Belial's designer Kevin Haney did some of this film's effects work, he was pulled away during the long production process to work on another movie that would actually, pay him money. John Caglione Jr. took over for him, running the molds for this baby Belial and helping with other effects throughout production. Caglione would go on to do effects for much higher profile projects, winning an Oscar for Best Makeup for his work in Dick Tracy and earning another nomination for his work on The Dark Knight, because Caglione is the person who designed the Heath Ledger Joker look. And he started on fucking Basket Case. Wow. The discarded Belial called out to Dwayne telepathically that night, leading his brother to the trash bag where the doctors left him. Their murderous mission of vengeance began right away, luring their father into the basement where he found this terrifying little murder wagon. The wagon wheeled towards their papa and killed him by cutting him in half vertically, which is always a nice variation on the standard bifurcation. Their dad's death was ruled an accident, and their aunt took the boys under her wing, giving them hugs and kisses and reading them stories by the fire. Oh, that's nice. But then their aunt died, womp womp, and that freed up present-age Dwayne to go kill some doctors. With the flashback over, Dwayne and Casey stumble back to the hotel, where she helps his wasted ass pass out safely. She returns to her room and gets ready for bed, where Belial is lying in wait, ready to feel on her smiley face. Casey screams and runs out into the hallway, but when the manager comes up and checks her room, the only thing he finds is proof that Casey really loves smiley faces. Just can't get enough of them, I guess. The manager sends everyone else back to their rooms, not knowing that inside Dwayne's, Belial is breathing heavy on Casey's panties. You want a nasty little flesh lump, Belial. Even though Basket Case is a silly exploitation film, there are some themes woven throughout the story. For instance, both brothers struggle with having an individual identity. Dwayne is unable to be his own person, even after having Belial removed from his side, and Belial is clearly upset that he can't do all the normal things Dwayne is able to do. Chief among them have sexual experiences, which is why he got so upset when Dwayne was breathing down Sharon's throat by Lady Liberty. The next day, Dwayne and Belial go to Dr. Cutter's office, where they learn that she's a veterinarian with a pair of twins as employees, who are played by Frank Henenlotter's cousins. That's fun. In a scene with some exceptionally bad acting,
just sit him there on the table.
Dwayne sees Dr. Cutter under the guise that there's something wrong with his cat.
Only it's not a cat.
I thought you
and
said...
I think I should explain how he got his cut before you see him.
He reveals himself as Dwayne Bradley, the boy she operated on all those years ago. And though she says she doesn't have time for him, she can't help wondering that eternal question.
What's in the basket?
Belial bites at her neck, sticks his fingers in her mouth, and gets her screaming loudly and spitting up blood. When she tries to retrieve a scalpel with which to defend herself, Belial turns the weapons against her and sticks her face in the drawer. The brothers escape as Cutter's employees open the door to some grade A gore and a lengthy death yell.
Oh!
Holy shit, that scream is lasting into the hallway and through a fade out. God damn. The scalpel-filled face effect was designed by yet another makeup artist, Eugis Nigels, one of many people who worked on this movie who were of Latvian descent. Others included Nigels' ex-wife Ilza Balotis, who starred in Slash of the Knife and had a small role in Basket Case, which she also helped cast, their 8-year-old daughter Kika, who was used to operate a Belial puppet in one scene after the latex had shrunk too much for adult hands to fit inside, and producer Edgar Ivins, who did a hell of a lot for the movie, including helping out with more makeup effects and building all the hotel sets inside of Nigel's 18th Street loft. I love how much of a family affair this movie was, and how it wasn't made in any attempt to get rich. They just wanted to make a movie, man.
We had $35,000. I couldn't film the script that I wrote. It just didn't work.
It's a lot of hard
but
work.
I didn't care because I was having fun. I wanted to make a movie, and I knew nobody will ever see this.
Upon learning that Dr. Needleman has been killed, Sharon runs to Dwayne as to not be alone. He takes her into his room, and they quickly get to kissing, their mouths just as open as last time. Come on, y'all, it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. Right as Dwayne's feeling up Sharon like a teenager touching his first boob, Belial pops up a screaming and scares her half to death. For some reason, Dwayne wraps her up into a little Sharon burrito before tossing her into the hallway so he can shove Belial back into the basket. He cries and curses at his brother as Sharon runs away, and that night, when Dwayne's asleep, Belial carefully sneaks out of his basket and crawls towards the window through more stop motion, all of which was done by Frank Henenlotter himself, which explains why it looks so, unpolished.
It's terrible. I have no patience. I'm the last person who should be doing animation.
With his eyes glowing something scary, Belial gets ready to face the night. The city is yours, Belial. Dwayne has a fitful sleep where he dreams of himself running butt-ass naked down the streets of New York. And props to Kevin Van Hettenrick for hanging dong in a shot that you know was done guerrilla style on a public street.
It's one of the independent films that I'm controlling. There's no goddamn way I'm gonna get a permit.
Yep, Van Hettenrick ran through the streets of Tribeca on a cold February night without any kind of permission or protection.
When it seemed like there was no traffic, they said go, and I ran.
I'm glad he mentioned that they cleaned the sidewalks first, though. I was actually more concerned about his bare feet than his bare dong. Dwayne's naked dream self gets to Sharon's apartment building, then first person walks into her room and caresses on her while she sleeps. Oh boy. The POV shot gropes at her bare breast and then climbs on top of her so it can rock back and forth. But then Dwayne wakes up and realizes this isn't a dream. It's a telepathic connection to Belial, who is, in actuality, on top of Sharon in bed right now, trying to sleep rape her so he can be like Dwayne and have a sexual experience. Damn it, Belial! He kills Sharon by sticking his hand in her face. I don't know, maybe he breaks her neck or something? And by the time Dwayne gets there, she's dead on the bed, with Belial sitting on her lap. This movie is so fucked up, man. Dwayne sticks Belial back into his basket and yells at him for murdering the innocent Sharon. Their raucous argument continues all the way back to the hotel, where these poor patrons just can't catch any peace and quiet.
Get out of here!
Belial grabs Dwayne by the crotch and lifts him into the air, and it's a real yelly affair as the brothers fight each other straight on out the window. They end up hanging from a banister above the Hotel Broslin sign, an impressive shot considering the film's budget. While the exterior of the hotel's door was shot on Franklin Street in downtown Manhattan, the manager is actually working inside an elevator set dressed to look like an office. The Hotel Broslin sign was hung on a fire escape outside of Kevin Van Hettenrick's loft on Hubert Street in Tribeca. For this hanging shot, they built a platform on top of a van to reach a harness that Van Hettenrick was bolted into, 30 feet up. Glad it worked out for him. Eventually, the brothers fall to the ground, and though I'm sure this was meant to be their deaths at first, universe, they are alive and well in the sequels, so we'll just have to say that the movie ends with a crowd gathering around the unconscious bodies of Dwayne and Belial. How many people learned the hard way what was in Dwayne's basket? Let's find out and scream our way to the numbers. 7 people died in Basket Case, with the first 4 victims male and the last 3 female. I wonder if Belial likes pie or if he's strictly a hot dog man. With a runtime of 91 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 13 minutes flat. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Dr. Needleman. Love the camera pan that reveals he was cut in half at the waist. And I love that some of the gore used for this kill was actually leftover pizza from an on-set lunch. Wow. The same pizza, in fact, that you can see Needleman stuffing his face with earlier on. Good stuff. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Sharon, since it was really just Belial shoving his hand in her face. And that's it. Basket Case came out in 1982 and is a real special film. It's an amazing time capsule of that era New York, and it sounds like the cast and crew cherish having been involved.
It was one of the best experiences in my life.
Henenlotter would make a sequel 8 years later, and I'll look at that next week. But until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count. I want to thank Horror Business.
Anyway, interesting movie. Crazy. I guess I was thinking of the sequel, probably. I possibly was, with the crazy kills. Other than that, this was an interesting one though. Like I say, I now gotta look for the second one when I get a chance. But I'm soon later I'm about to have to return to the Leatherface series. That was the Carries, and the Wrong Turns as well too. And I'm also supposed to get started on another franchise as well too. You know. That me got so many good movies. I gotta try to keep myself up with a lot of these too, and he got some good new ones too though. So other than that, this was an interesting one. So if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.